We all good?
Yeah.
Oh. Remember Tarzan? Want to know a useless piece of information? That's where my name came from.
It did.
Yeah. Way back in the day, like the really old Tarzan, there was this dude that used to play Tarzan back in the day. Here's a useless piece of Pub Ammo. Welcome to Pub Ammo, folks. Back in the day, Tarzan, the original Tarzan, was this dude named Johnny Weissmuller, who was like an Olympic level swimmer or something like that. Big chesty kind of a guy. White dude, but they put a loincloth on him and some long hair and made him look like he was Tarzan. And in the series, in the show, he had this little like sidekick, like Robin, and it was this little Indian boy, and his name was Jai, and he was the elephant boy. And that's where my name come from. Yeah, Jai the elephant boy. That's where my old lady got my name from. Imagine that. Named after the elephant boy.
Not hung like one.
Well, a miniature elephant.
Yep, so that's Joy. I'm Taz, and we're the Pub Ammo.
Welcome to the Pub Ammo podcast.
So pretty much we just fill your ear holes with copious amounts of bullshit, but
useless information.
Yeah, so we've had a bit on the past couple of weeks, and we're going to try to slip back a little bit more into the Pub Ammo this week.
Into the groove of things.
Into the groove of things, because we've had a bit on. I've actually got lost my voice a little bit, and just had the flu all week from people talking this far away from your face, like a centimetre away from your face. And
let's not blame that. You know what it was, cuz it was a big weekend away at 45 and 46 years old. That's what it fucking was. It was a big weekend on the grog. It was a big weekend partying and whatnot. That's all it was. And it came back to get us.
Those alpha bloke followers, they do that every second weekend. I couldn't do it.
Like the Nuckster, Knuckles.
Yeah,
I don't know how the fuck he does it, man.
As I said, his battery's not in his ass, I tell you that.
Bro. He's got like the 26 volt Makita. It's just, I don't know how they do it, eh? And I'm not much of a drinker, so I mean, that probably doesn't help. But keeping that pace up, credit to him.
Yeah. No.
What fuck?
So everyone, don't tell your friends about us. We don't want to get any bigger, so we don't have to get asked to go places, okay?
Our kidneys just can't do it. Probably lucky we live in far north Queensland and fuck all happens up here.
See, we've got a swear jar there, and it's 3/4 full. We're actually going to use it towards the wheelbarrow race. I'm going in a wheelbarrow race this weekend up at Mariba, from Mariba to
Timbula?
Is it?
Chilligo.
Yeah.
164?
140 Ks.
146?
Yeah, we checked it out last week. It's 140 Ks.
Yep.
It's a long way to push a wheelbarrow. Anyway.
Yeah, but it's empty. I don't know what you're bitching about.
Yeah,
I'm not throwing shade on what it is that you're doing, raising some money, and that's all good. But it's a fucking empty wheelbarrow, you pussies.
You got a bloody bruised arm from wanking.
Whatever, I'm left-handed.
You just turned around and had a bit of splashback.
When I went to the doctor's, she was like, "Are you left-handed or right-handed?" I'm like, "It's okay, I'm left-handed."
And I'm married.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
No, it was a big weekend. The podcast Royale 2.0 down the Gold Coast. It was a huge event. I don't know how many people were in that auditorium or stadium or whatever you call it. There was a lot.
6,000 to 7,000 people there, I reckon.
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah. And then the after party afterwards, kidneys are still hurting. Yours aren't. You're back on the beers already.
Yeah, no, I have to. It's just like, because it's a long weekend. It's Monday, actually. So.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a shitty weathered long weekend. Hats off to you. You went out and chased some some of the mud crabs around.
We took Daryl up. We went up the river and we ended up getting 7.
That's all right.
We probably threw back another 7 or 8, like just
Jennies.
unders. Yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah,
buck still.
Buck still.
Yeah, right.
Just unders and, well, it was pissing down and, windy as F.
Oh, man,
I'm not even going to swear, but it was windy as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, brother, it was. Because I've got a mate of mine. He's down at Lucinda. So what's that, an hour and a half south of us down here?
Yeah.
And his wife, a couple of her mates, and their daughters. I think it's a women's thing, and it's part of some competition. I can't remember what he said it is, but they've gone out to Hinchinbrook Island, just off Cardwell there, to do the Hinchinbrook Trail. What do they call it?
Yes, it's a 3-day
hike. The Hinchinbrook Trail. Yeah, it's a 3-day hike. And leading up to this,
on a good day,
on a good day, yeah. So leading up to this, me and him have been messaging because they live up Cooktown way. And we've been messaging. I'm like, have you seen the weather for this weekend, bro? Like, are they still going? Yeah, they're still going. And then sort of 2 days out, I'm like, are they really still going? He said, yeah, they're really still going. And then the weather started, and I was like, bro, I don't know if you've seen what's going on down here, but it's not nice at the moment. And they went, like, credit to them. So him and a couple of mates were just going to fish around Lucinda and up the back of Hinchinbrook and that sort of stuff. I'm not even sure how much fishing they got done because it's been 20
windy.
plus, even gusting. I think the biggest gust on Saturday afternoon, evening was like 37 knots.
Yeah, we went to put those crab pots in. There's a certain parts of the river where the current's running out and the wind's blowing. There was like half a metre swell in the fucking river.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really?
Had to slow right down because I was like, oh shit, wind on tide.
Yeah.
And it was just pushing up. And I'm like, okay, it's usually not this rough.
And they're all out there with those little like lightweight tents and those little one-man tents, the little things that just blow away in a stiff breeze. So I'm really interested to see how they went. Like, hats off to them. Hats off.
Well, they've hopefully got some women power that weekend.
Yeah, good luck to them. But we don't have women power in here, but we do have Q power. Q, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not a lot.
No?
Just, quiet. Can't really do much with the weather.
You can't, hey?
Yeah,
Have you
Bastard.
have you still called out shit Dick from Two Piss Count yet? Have you called him out?
Oh yeah, here we go. Let's throw it out
haven't
there
called
and
him
make
out
it
yet.
official.
We'll
So
have
on
to.
the Saturday night at
On
the after
Saturday,
party, hey?
Yeah, the after party. He pulled up, said hello, and I was like, oh, how you going?
A fellow
Introduced-
switch bitch.
Yeah, fellow
yeah.
switch bitch. Introduced ourselves, and he said, next year, why don't we have a scrap on the podcast Royale? So I was like, yeah, I'm down. And I looked at
You were like, yeah, I'm down. I was like, cuz you don't want to do that.
I smiled and said, sure.
And I tried, didn't I? I
Oh, you
tried
wanted.
numerous times. I
Yeah,
was like, cuz
yeah.
nah, man. Nah, you don't want to do that. No.
And he doubled
I'll be
down.
right. He
doubled down
tripled
and said
down.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm
And then he
calling
even-
you out.
And then he
Yeah.
even sent a message too.
Yeah, he did.
He even jumped
Yeah.
on and flicked a message through. Where are we? Let's see if I can
What's
find
his name? Christian.
Tristan.
Tristan.
Tristan, I think it
Yeah,
was.
Yeah, old shit Dick. we call
Shit
him.
dick.
That's his nickname on. He's his call in. He calls into a few podcasts and he calls in as shit Dick.
Oh, really? That's gold. Oh, where is it? I can't find it.
So that's where we'll do is as like we know how much the Two Piss Counts they can put in.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll put in the same amount and we'll really push this and see if we can get the shit Dick and what are you going to call the quintuplets?
I don't know.
Hey,
I don't really
boys.
have a
Yeah, here it
nickname.
is. Tristan Garrett. Shout out to Tristan and the Piss Kents boys. No, Piss Kents?
Yeah.
Or now that's Dramas.
No,
Piss Kents, was
Yeah.
it? Yeah, right. Sorry, my bad. Hey, boys, if your switch bitch was serious about fighting me next year, it's fucking on. Okay.
Okay. He's ready.
I'm smiling behind the camera.
He's going to see this and go, why
Why?
are they being like that? Start Googling
Yeah.
Quinn.
I don't post anything, so you can't find anything on me.
So start training too, bruss.
Yeah, yesterday. But it was a cracking good weekend, man.
No,
it was a
it was
cracking
very
good
good.
weekend. We just pulled up a little bit rusty because of our age. Speaking of boxing from last weekend, there was some boxing that went on this weekend. And unfortunately, it didn't really set the world on fire. There were some huge names that fought over the weekend. Canelo Alvarez fought. And the guy he fought, let me find his name.
No, I know Canelo won.
Canelo won, but it was William Skull, I think the name was. Yeah, William Skull. And unfortunately, it was a shit fight.
Was it just
Remember how, remember going back a while ago, Israel Adesanya fought Yoel Romero?
Yep.
And Romero just stood in the middle of the ring with his hands up like that. He didn't engage. And it just looked like the shittest fight. You know what I mean? Because it's all well and good for one person to want a blue, but if the other person just doesn't engage, it's going to look like a shit fight. You know what I mean? Both ways. And it really did. It looked like a shit fight. This dude just ducked and dodged for the whole fight. He didn't engage. He didn't nothing. And then it came out what he got paid for losing. $80 million.
80?
$80 million to lose. And he took no damage. He got no hit. And even Alvarez was filthy after the fight. Like you could see after the fight, he was like that. That's some bullshit. So that was it was ordinary. It was just a payday. Unfortunately, it was just a payday. Ryan Garcia fought as well, and I had big raps on Garcia. And one of my mates at work told me this. I didn't realize he got cleaned up. I didn't realize that he got done for roids.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah, he had. That's why he was out of the game for 18 months. He wasn't allowed to fight for 18 months, and then since coming back, he's lost 2 out of 3, I think.
He won his last one against Tank.
Yeah, he beat Tank, but he lost to Devin Haney. No, he lost to Tank and he beat Devin Haney. I think it was. No, yes, maybe something along those lines.
I know he pretended he was drunk and alcoholic.
Yeah,
and all that,
he lost one and he lost one and he won one, and then he just got cleaned up in this one. He lost this one as well. So I think, but it's when athletes get off the gear,
Yeah.
Like we talk about it and drugs in sport and all that sort of stuff. Like it makes a difference, even at that level. Like you're talking probably a 5%, maybe an 8% difference. But at that level, that's huge. Like a 5 or 8% difference at that level is monstrous. You know,
I do have some good pub ammo on all this sort of stuff.
On boxing or drugs in sport.
Yeah, a little bit of fighting and stuff. Did you know that most men overestimate their fighting ability by 400%?
Absolutely, they do. We saw that last weekend.
Yeah, okay, I wrote this down. Gorilla?
Yep. What's your take? What's your take? 100 men versus a gorilla.
I reckon 100%.
I reckon the first 20 are going to die.
Yeah,
but the next 80 will get him. Probably the next 20 will get him.
Depends on the strategy, I feel.
Well, if you go in and just
how many people can hold down a gorilla's arm?
Let's just pile on and smother him.
Yeah, I still reckon the first 20 are going to die or get seriously up.
Yeah.
So I saw an interesting one. It was this primate expert, and he weighed in, or I can't remember if it was Instagram or the TikTok or one of them. And he was like, "Yeah, look, you know what? 100 men, they're definitely going to beat it." He said the big unit's going to run out of steam. The lactic acid would get too much, and eventually you'd all get on top. But he said the first 10 are going to die though. Like without a shadow of a doubt, the first 10 are dead humans. They're sacrificial lambs. The next 10.
Maimed, very heavily maimed.
Compound fractures.
Might end up missing a limb, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. He said, but by that stage, the lactic acid, because he was saying that lactic acid is huge in those big critters. He said when you get like the orangutans and the chimps and that sort of stuff, he said the chimps handle it the best. He said, and the orangutans and the gorillas, when they're using lots of energy, he said that's why gorilla fights in the wild, he said they don't actually last that long because they run out of steam that quick.
Big show at the beginning.
That's right. He said they're more akin to us. How when you get that adrenaline dump and you have a fight or something, within seconds you're exhausted. Do you know what I mean? Whereas he compared it to bears. He said where bears, like grizzly bears and that sort of thing, when they're mating season, that they'll blue for like 10, 15, 20 minutes where it's just they just keep going. Yeah. He said where the primates are a bit more like us and lactic acid will get to them eventually. So I think 100 men.
It's not like you when you're younger.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you like never lack dick.
I still don't lack dick. I just don't get to use dick because I'm married.
Mary.
So and the other boxing one from the weekend that kind of restored everybody's faith, and I've been a big fan of his for a while, is the Japanese dude, Inoue, Naoya Inoue. He actually got knocked down, and I think it's only like the 3rd time he's been knocked down in his whole career. He got dropped, and he took it like an absolute champ and got back up and still just cleaned him up. What's his record now? I'm pretty sure it's like 27-0 or something like that.
Because he's getting up there. He's 32 years old.
Yeah. 18 and it's got to be better than 18 and 1, surely. 30 and 0, 27 KOs. Like that's a lot of people throw shade at him because he hasn't fought outside of Japan a lot. He tends to fight in Japan, and there's always this, he doesn't get the best fighters because he's in Japan. But his records, it's not bad. Like you couldn't throw too much shade at his record. There's probably a few other guys that he could have fought but he keeps cleaning them all up, man.
Yep.
30-0. There's probably not too many better records. I think Jai Opataya's only 3 fights, three or
He's
four fights,
27-0,
27-0, isn't he? Yeah. So there's kind of a couple of fighters that are just sitting way at the top of the heap. Alvarez is another one, and that sort of stuff. But it's just a shame that there's just those few fights in there that just everyone go really just deflating. Everyone's like,
Yeah, we were talking before the podcast. I said you'd be really good at a sports podcast.
oh yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah.
Who are these people?
I just said, because I'm a person who does sport. I don't actually watch it.
I pretend to do sport. 2 1-minute rounds.
Yeah, 2 1 minute, 1 minute round.
Yeah. Hey, I'll throw one out there too on the sport, another sporting kind of thing. Have you seen this Run It Straight challenge?
Yeah. They want to talk a bit about
So
that.
it's taken off, man. Like it is really, really taken off.
I reckon old mate's gonna get it.
Oh, mate, who?
See, I can't remember his fucking name. UFC boss.
Dana White.
Dana
You
White
reckon?
will take that. He'll take that.
So here's my take on it,
Is it in
right?
America as well?
I don't think so. I think it's just
Yeah.
here in New Zealand so far.
Yeah.
But like they're even getting some retired NRL
Yeah.
players, like George Burgess had a go against a retired rugby union player, Nemani Nadolo, and Nemani Nadolo's like a 160 kilo human being. Like these are some seriously large humans, man. Like you look at some of these Polynesian boys that are going in it. Here's my take
There's
on it.
not too many white dudes in there.
No. No way.
They're all big, not the
Yeah,
right
they're
build.
all built different. Here's my take on it, though, and I don't want any shade thrown at me. This is coming from a place of genuine concern.
CTE.
Bro, for real.
Yeah.
Like, for real, man. I don't know how it's... I don't know if the sport will survive, and I know all these boys want to go out and prove how hard they are and all that sort of stuff, but throughout Polynesian culture especially, heads are really sacred. They're a really important thing. That's why you see any of the totems that are carved throughout Polynesia, and that's and into Micronesia and Melanesia as well. It's all the same. Heads have always been a really sacred thing, and that's why they're always carved and that sort of stuff. So you got to take care of your head, like it's important. You know that as well as I do. And these fellas are going out and they're stiffening each other out, man.
Yeah.
Like there's and I feel like it's only going to be a matter of time before someone gets genuinely hurt. There's going to be someone get like some sort of brain damage or something, because they are big units, some of these guys, man.
And the thing is, but it's the same thing as UFC fighters, slap fighting, all that. They do it for the clout. They do it because their life's probably not going to be as good as if they didn't do it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's why I like UFC and all that, because these are people that probably, if they weren't doing that, they'd probably be murderers. Because
Yeah, maybe, but I
step
feel
in the
like
ring and be that crazy.
But I feel like the injuries coming out of the UFC would probably be less than the injuries coming out of the NRL, which would then again be less than the injuries that had come out of a sport like this.
Yeah, I was listening a fair bit to Rogan. He said you can even get CTE just from one ride on a jet ski.
Oh, mate, you can get it only takes one concussion to start the process. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've played plenty of rugby and had plenty of concussions. Like too many, probably.
Yeah.
Probably
Too
explain,
many.
Yeah, probably explains a bit. But these big boys pumping into each other like they do.
But you know what? It's good fun to watch, isn't it?
Oh, it is, bro. That's the problem. It's so good to watch. And some of the collisions, man. Like, if they had more fitness about them, you'd take those boys and chuck them in the NRL straight away.
Yeah. So if you want to check it out, what's it called? Run It.
Run It. RUNIT.
Yeah.
Yeah, run it straight. There's a couple of people like they're having it indoors now on like mats and all sorts of stuff. Like it's escalated really fast. It's taken off, man. Like people
And they're all
love
the
to
same
see.
looking humans.
They
They're
are
just-
all the
just
same looking
solid.
humans, bro. Yeah, you know that 100 versus gorilla? They the gorillas. And this is from like 2 weeks ago now. I put it down. Stall Gift. You heard of the Stall Gift? The running race. Everyone was tipping Gwat, I should say, to come through and win. And he did in his heat. Like he had like a 30-meter handicap. Came through and won. For those that don't know about the Stall Gift, It's the most expensive foot race in the country every year. They hold it down in Stawell, Victoria. It's run on grass, and it works on a handicap system. So depending on where you qualify in your heats, you get given like a handicap.
If I went in at 5 meters, that's all I have to run.
Mate, if I want it, they give me 50. But Gout, whichever way you want to say it. And what was the other young lad's name? There's another young sprinter that everyone was talking about at the moment, and I can't remember his name right now. It escapes me. They all got beaten. And they got beaten from a primary school teacher from South Australia named John Evans.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny boy. So shout out to John Evans, man, because the dude came from the clouds. He was not on anyone's radar to win it. Obviously, he's a hell of a sprinter, don't get me wrong. But, he come through and he won the stall gift.
Yeah, because there was another young fella. He got second in the world for his Australian fella for the 60 metre or 40 metre?
That's the kid I'm trying to remember his name, and I can't remember his name. Oh, Lachlan Kennedy.
Yeah.
Lachlan Kennedy, his name is.
Looking
Yeah. And a lot of people were throwing shade at him, like from around the world, and going, "Oh, no, he's not that fast. He's not that fast." As it turns out, he is.
He's that fast.
He is that fast.
Yeah,
Man.
and he only lost by like a
bee's
nose
dick.
hair.
Yeah, he did. So I'm not sure if he's cracked the
60 meters.
6.43 for a 60, 20.26 for the 200, and a 10 flat for the 100. And that wasn't wind assisted. I know that Gout went under 20 for the 200. He ran like a 19.86. But he had a tailwind. I think it was a 2.2 metre tailwind, so it doesn't count if it's over a metre and a half, I think on the tailwind or something like that. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. And Brie Rizzo, who's been sprinting for a while, and she's kind of, I wouldn't say she's getting on in her career, but I think she's in her early 30s. She come through, and Brie Masters, sorry, not Brie Rizzo, Brie Masters, I think it is. Is that her? No, it was Brie Rizzo. I stand corrected.
But she's
that is her. Sorry, that is her. Yeah. Brie Rizzo, Brie Masters. So she was Brie Rizzo, and then she got married. Yeah. She come through and won the chicks one.
Yeah, she's not ugly either.
No. I wouldn't run away from her. Number one, she'd catch me, but I still wouldn't run anyway. Anyway, that's it for sport. You probably don't want to hear any more sport. That's it for sport. I just had to get those few sporting things out of the way because I like sport.
I like
any sport. I don't care less. Hey, I got an interesting one for. Oh, what do you got? You got anything?
Oh, all I got is a couple of stories. I rang up to get a price on an excavator this week.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to the young fella on the phone, and I said, he goes, "Oh, I'll just write your name down." And I told him my name, and he goes, "Did you fight on the weekend?"
Oh, did you?
I said, "Yeah." And he goes, "We watched that."
I had a young fella in Coles the other day. I was doing some shopping. Same thing. He goes, "Oh, I saw you in the blindfold thing." I said, "I didn't see you." He's like, "That was awesome, man. How'd you pull up?" I'm like, "Shit, saw." Old
and fuck.
Yeah, it's been quite funny. That's why I had to take the piss the other day when I was voting.
That was funny.
I thought I couldn't help myself.
But you know the best part about it? She was one of the main contenders.
I know. I didn't realise that till afterwards.
When I seen it, I just laughed.
Yeah.
I was like, she's in the fucking...
Her picture was on every sign on the side of the road.
Well, I missed it completely. To be honest, I didn't even look at her face. I was just too busy like, okay, sign the autograph and then turn around and take the piss. Yeah.
And then, because she didn't even take the thing, she's looked at you like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Yeah.
You want to check it out? Check out Joy. You'll see Joy's head on our Pub Ammo podcast Insta. You get to see him. He gets to. What did you do? You signed. I saw they give you a piece of paper.
Yeah, so you get harassed when you go to vote these days, don't you? They start handing you forms and all that sort of stuff. And if you haven't made your mind up by then, something's gone wrong. And I actually saw somebody else do it. Somebody else was signing autographs, and I was like, we've just come out of a fight. So I was like, I'm a bit of a superstar now. Chuck my shirt on, go up there, sign some autographs. But I was pissed at the missus because I actually signed like 3 of them, and the missus got shamed because she was filming me, and she got all embarrassed. So after I did the first one, she was like, and put the phone away.
It was just good how you signed it, then turned and like got a photo and just turned and kept walking, and then she's trying to give you like the thing, and she's like, what the the fuck up? And then she's like, oh.
Speaking of voting, far out, that was a bit of a landslide, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't even watch it.
It was a belting, I think.
I'd rather just do politics. I don't watch politics.
Yeah. I think it just goes to show how much Australians don't like the Donald Trump idea.
Yeah.
And it's just not a good way of kind of promoting your party. It's copying whatever he did.
But I also think if the country hasn't been run too well, why would you vote the same person in again? But if you're upset with what's going on up until the election.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly
is.
right. Yeah. If Albanese was doing that bad, then how come he just won by like 70%? Like it was an absolute flogging. And I was really surprised though. No Greens. Old Clive Palmer. No Trumpeter Patriots whatsoever. That's not a surprise. And no One Nation. So I think that's a bit of a show that I think Australians are sick of the division. I think the vast majority of Aussies are probably sick of the division that a lot of government groups and just government in general has tried to cause. They're all trying to push us apart. You know, the black fellas are over here, the immigrants are over there, and I think shout out to Australia for kind of bucking that trend and just going, nah, let's just calm everything down. Let's just have a measure.
The other thing is, when someone gets in for 4 years, they sort of feel their way around. If they're in for another 4, they might, all right. I've got it fucking sorted now.
Might achieve something.
Needs what?
Yeah, might achieve something. I mean,
like you might say communism shit, but at least it comes in there for 20 years.
Yeah, but they get stuff done, don't they?
They get shit done.
You know what I mean?
They go down a clear path. But
yeah.
Even though it might be killing people and being absolute fucking tyrants, but
it's still a path.
It's a path.
It's a path.
Consistency is key.
Consistency is key. That's exactly right. And we haven't had consistency like for an extended period of time now. Like
it's
probably
too short. And even the American setup shit, how they can only be in twice.
Yeah.
It's game over.
So you get nothing out of it. I mean, shit, half the time the PM you vote for doesn't even see out the term.
No.
Like how many PMs have we been through in the last 15 years?
How many the state people, they all pulled out during COVID because they all just they found out they were absolute fucking dogs. So then they got out and become lobbyists for the companies that were paying for them.
Yeah. And that's what they all do, the assholes. Anyway, that's enough for politics.
Yeah, right, let's get out of politics.
Yeah.
Back on the road.
Hang on. One more political thing. No, but this isn't really political. Do you hear what happened down Bribey Island?
No.
So last week or the week before, right? And this is a government group, EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. They pinged a bloke down there and they stung him $9,000 for killing 2 feral pigs.
Feral pigs?
Feral pigs.
Because it was in a national park.
Because it's in a national park.
Yeah, heard about that.
What, like, cut.
And Bribey Island, because there's been nesting turtles and all that around.
There'd be all sorts on Bribey, man. Like, and the thing is with Bribey Island, you could hunt the bastards out.
Yeah.
You could actually get rid of the pigs on Bribey. It's an island. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you've got a couple of young blokes out there with dogs or bows or what, like, really?
Yeah.
It's just, it's environmentalism gone fucking mad.
Yeah,
it's not even it's mentalism. It's not even ecology anymore. It's just, and this is the problem when these people in offices make decisions about looking after the bush and looking after the country and that. So I heard that and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Okay, he was hunting in a national park and we're not supposed to do it, but $9,000?
Yeah. It used to happen all the time. We used to go hunting up the national park up here, and then
everyone
locking all the roads up and all that.
And then they go and put trail cams in, so they get your rego and all that sort of stuff, and you just can't do it anymore, and it sucks because our national parks are getting absolutely decimated by the bastards.
And that's all my friends that have farms on the national parks. They're the ones that have all the pigs.
Of course,
the pig problem,
and they'll never get on top of it. Like if they put genuine effort in with their trapping and that, they'll probably trap 10 to 20 pigs every week, week in, week out, all year long, and it'll never stop.
I bet you that $9,000 doesn't go to conservative
conservation stuff.
Yeah. I bet you it doesn't go towards the culling of pigs in that national park. Of course it won't
at all. They reckon the number one threat to cassowaries, because we've obviously got cassowaries around here, is pigs.
Yep.
And it's not from them eating the nests or anything, what they do, but it's competition for food.
Yeah.
the cassowaries just they all eat the same things, and the cassowaries just can't outcompete pigs because they just number one, there's too many of them, but they just outwork them. You know what pigs are like.
Well, cassowaries, they're the thing that makes the next rainforest. They make the rainforest.
Yeah, that's right.
Eat the seeds,
seeds and
spread them around and all that sort of stuff. So $9,000 over 2 pigs. That's expensive pork.
Yeah, well, talking about, I thought I might, it's piss and rain, and it's and really windy. I'll go down the harbour. There'll be no one down there. I'll get the missus to drive with the young fella, and he can drive, and she can be his learner driver operator. And I'll sit in the back
learner drive operator,
and I'll sit in the back and have a beer. And when we get down there, I'll have a couple of beers up the river, and then as soon as I pull out from the harbour, I had one beer in my hand, look across the biggest boat, police boat right there. Parked up all weekend.
Was it?
Yeah, but they had the rubber ducky, and I don't know what they were doing. They were doing some sort of exercise. I'm like, okay, now I've got to be sober, Tony, for the weekend.
I've never even seen the police boat down here in the harbour.
Brett Irwin, I think it's called, if you can bring that up. The Brett Irwin police boat. It's a big cat. It's probably about...
Is it a cat, is it?
Yeah, about 90 foot. It's a big...
Oh, right,
big
really?
boat, yeah.
Wow. I wonder where that's based.
No, it's Cairns.
Brett Irwin.
That's in there.
It's truth.
Yeah, it gets around.
Yeah, right. Servicing cans. Okay.
Yeah, and they had the little...
and they had the inflatables as well.
So that sort of put a stop to me having a few more beers up the creek. Thank you, Brett Irwin. Steve's brother.
Steve's brother. Those inflatables that they use are good boats.
Yeah, the ribs.
The ribs. The ribs.
Yeah,
they're a really good boat, man. Even in rough as gut seas, they're a really good boat. They really are. Yeah. Speaking of boats, I've got one for you. I just mentioned earlier that some mates of mine, their missus are out on an island doing a hike. Now, he took his tinny and he borrowed my tinny as well to ferry people back. I think they're coming back today, this afternoon or something like that. But to get out there, somebody down there, and they shall remain nameless,
a charter company down that way. Now, from Lucinda to the southern end of Hinchinbrook is 4 kilometres. Yeah.
Now, they went up around the back of the island and they dropped them at the top end of the island, which
so
would
about
be
40 k's or something.
Couldn't be that far. Oh,
you know, look how long.
It might be 30 k's. Actually, you might be right. 30, 35 k's maybe. So they use this charter company, 32 k's. There you go. Okay, so they use this charter company to drop numerous, because there was a couple of different groups that went. So they use this charter mob to get them all up there. This charter mob for a one-way trip charged them $250 each. A head. Like, how good is it when you got the monopoly on something? You can just charge whatever the fuck you want. Like, honestly, $250 for that.
That's a one-way trip too.
Times the 20, 30, 40 people. I'm not sure how many. I think there was 60 going, but I'm not sure if there was that many on doing trips on the boat.
We did some calculations, like $15,000.
Yeah. 15 to 20 grand.
Bit of a 6-hour run.
For probably, I mean, how long would the trip take him? Hour and a half up, hour and a half back? Do it 2 or 3 times? That's a solid Saturday's effort, like far out. So I might have to put my boat back in survey. start taking people out for charter trips. Jesus Christ!
And then it was the same again to pick them up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was a 30 grand weekend.
Yeah. What a stitch up!
Classic stitch up.
Mind you, in this weather, you'd want to get that sort of money. I wouldn't want to be out in this shit.
That's right. And talking about classic stitch up, you know the Goxie.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the one of his videos where he's classic stitch up?
Was this the grease under the?
Yeah.
I have. Yeah.
We actually spoke to him about it. I said, man, was that you in that video? And he's like, yeah, that was me.
That's exactly how he talked to, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, bloke. Yeah.
And it was just, he put grease underneath the handles of the things, and yeah, it was a classic stitch up. It brought all the boys together. Yeah, morale was down, and all the boys got around, and it was a classic stitch up. Yeah, brought all the boys together. You have to watch that. It's fucking funny. He's about half the size he is now, too.
Yeah, I know. He's a big unit.
He's a big boy.
Big boy. Definitely super heavyweight. What else you got?
So, do you want to go into the cunt of the week? This one goes out to which camera on point?
We get
this one. You, Beau, my editor. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate. I didn't have a good weekend last weekend, my boxing fight, and then you getting paid by the Now That's Dramas boys or what? Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
It's one thing to get cleaned up. It's another thing to then have it shoved in your face by somebody that works for you.
No, but not really shoved in my face, but edited so it looks like old mate just fucking punched me and knocked me out of the ring. And I was just like, the young fella comes into the room and goes,
Dad, watch this.
he goes, geez, your editor done you, Dad? Done you dirty? And I said, what? And he goes, have a look at this. I'm like, that cunt.
He did, bud.
There you go, Beau.
So, Will and the Now That's Dramas boys, if you need a new editor, just flick us a message. We'll
give you Beau's details. Looks like he's on your side for some reason.
He may as well be on your payroll.
You can use that footage anytime you want, boys. So there's the cunt of the week, Beau, our editor.
You were so dirty about it, too.
I was like,
as soon as it happened, you're on the phone to me. Have you seen what this prick put up? No, what did he put up? Oh, just me getting smashed. That's all he put up was just me getting smashed. I threw at least one good punch. There was one good punch he could have used it from 3 different angles. It's okay. Instead.
Yeah, so, fuck you, Beau.
Mate, Will look like Canelo friggin' Alvarez.
So there's the cunt of the week.
You can pick your friends, but you can't pick your
Your
family.
editor.
You can't pick your editor. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, yeah, that gets our cunt of the week.
Have you got one?
No, I don't. I'm just cruising. Oh, let me think. Has anyone pissed me off this week?
Oh, what about the one that happened at the front of your work?
Oh, yeah, look.
That's
like,
the cunt of the week or what?
that is. That is
Didn't
a cunt of the
happen to
week.
you, but
Like, when you back into a car, you stop and say something, eh? You know what I mean? Like, you get out, you do the right thing. And I think a lot of people now, and this all comes back to cost of living, a lot of people can't afford insurance and all that sort of stuff, I suppose. But, I mean, the compulsory third party is compulsory third party, isn't it?
no, but that's only what your car does to injure someone.
Is that just on personal injury? Is
Yeah,
it?
it's
not
not
on
actually
vehicle.
vehicles,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
There you go. I should know that. I'm 44 years old, but I've obviously never had to use my insurance too often. So yeah, a skittled one, and then when said person, I'm not mentioning names or anything like that, got called out on it in their haste to leave the scene,
Evacuate.
clipped another one. But clipped a bull bar, so it didn't do any damage. Well, I don't know what the damage was to that said person's car, but just stop and do the right thing.
So what happened? You end up saying, "Oh, you just backed into that car."
Yeah. Hey, you stop.
That wasn't you. It was
Shit.
a story you heard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Third party.
Allegedly. Compulsory third party. I hate how people have these fucking jobs where you can't talk about what happened.
Oh man, the stuff that I see or I have seen over the last decade, man, you could make the coolest like sitcom about it. You know what I mean? Like what was it, Scrubs?
Yeah.
Like that's the reason a show like Scrubs was so popular, because it was all stuff that happens in a hospital setting. The stuff that happens in a hospital setting, you wouldn't believe. You really wouldn't. Sometimes I see things go down and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Well, you think about it, it's a minor war zone, isn't it?
Well, yeah. And don't get me wrong, we're pretty lucky here. Like it's a little country hospital, so it's not nearly as bad as, you can
imagine
a Melbourne
the
or
big
a
cities,
Sydney or an LA or something like that.
Gunshots.
It would be a war zone. Like it would be a complete and utter war zone. It'd be like Gaza, you know? Here we're pretty lucky it's not too bad. With a little regional hospital like ours, like we're pretty well resourced, so we do still get some serious traumas coming through, like from the surrounding area. And then if they're too nasty, then obviously we've got Cairns just up the road and Townsville down the way. So we'll use the chopper and chopper people out if it's too nasty. But the stuff that comes through the door, man, like you just you genuinely you can't even explain it. And I thought I seen some shit running security at a place like Gilligan's. Like I've seen some pretty wild stuff there, but then you end up in a hospital setting or you end up in a mental health board where you're like, wow.
And you're on the inside.
And you're stuck in there with them. You're kind of like, wow.
You're stuck in there with the doctors and the security guard.
This shit goes on.
It's like Shutter Island, where he thinks that he's...
It is like Shutter Island, man. Like I leave work some days and I'm like, what the just happened?
Am I not the mental?
Yeah.
I did see a good one the other day. I don't know if you can bring it up somewhere, where this fella must have done like an armed robbery or something somewhere down in Victoria or somewhere. It looked like the police. And this old mate Gary just chased after this car and it got stuck in the middle of like between the two highways. So he just ran up to the car and leant into the car and just pulled old mate's shotgun out of the window and threw it.
Really?
I don't know if you can bring it up.
I think this is the thing now with the crime levels and all that sort of stuff. I think a lot more Aussies are starting to take things into their own hands now. Do you know what I mean? And it's not, I don't want to say it's not cool, good on yous, but it just opens the risk of things going so much more pear-shaped. Like reaching in and ripping a shotgun out of someone's hand.
Yeah.
You can imagine how that could end up.
So has it got like where just a person off the street did it, not a police officer?
Gun-wielding teenagers? Gun-wielding teenagers. Like that's where we're up to.
No, it wasn't. Yeah. No, not that one. It was actually...
Yeah, it's still a rifle. That's an air rifle though.
Yeah. No,
but I mean, under stress, you're not going to notice that that's an air rifle, are you?
Yeah, so, yeah, you just read, like, for some reason he must have got ran off the road, so he was cranky and was at the car, so he ran through the paddock and just leant in the window, and then you see him wrestling with the fella, and then he pulls out a shotgun, and then he just, like, the way he hoiked it was so funny. Like, he threw it like it was hot, and it's like, ow!
I don't want to touch it. Yeah. Probably didn't want his fingerprints on it.
I think he wanted to throw as far as he could before the cops shot him.
Yeah, well, look, that's true too. Yeah. I saw a funny one not long back. Some dude, he saw on his camera that someone was up near his car, and you see this bloke run out. Old mate pulls a knife on him, and then they have a scuffle. And then, like 30 seconds later, you just see this dude dragging a lifeless body down his driveway. Did you see that one? He's got him by the ankle, and he's dragging this intruder down his driveway, and the dude's out cold, unconscious, just dragging him down. I was like, that's the way you do it. But again, it only takes one scuffle with the knife, man, and someone's getting stabbed, and it's just not worth getting stabbed over. As much as I applaud these grubs getting hidings.
So we got some pub ammo,
because that's what we're all about.
Yep, that's what we're all about. It took us a little while to get in here. This pub ammo is actually brought to you by Right Angle Cabinets.
Right
Angle Cabinets. So you know what to do. You know what to do. You go see Mark and the crew, because they know what to do. Servicing all the cans and the rest of NQ. Located Gordon Vale, north of Innisfail. The cabinets off the rail. You think their prices are on sale. If you want a bitchin' kitchen or just flex with a desk, Right Angle Cabinets, and they will sort the rest. Look at that.
Indeed.
Bam.
Indeed.
Yep, so up near Gordon Vale there. Go see Mark and the team, and they'll fulfill your dreams and with some semen.
And now you're writing checks that his nuts can't cash. So what do you got? Pub ammo. I've got a useless one for you, because they're all useless, really. First thing in space. Everyone thinks it was Sputnik. It wasn't. It was the first thing in space. Do you know?
Was it a potato?
No, it wasn't a potato. Potato? What?
Sputnik.
Oh, you idiot. How the fuck did you get to a space? No, it was a manhole cover.
Oh, yeah.
It was a manhole cover. So
Someone was Darian.
No, they were trying to launch. They were trying to launch a rocket. I think it was in the US, and it went to custard, and there was a massive big explosion. And they lost a manhole cover, and they reckon it got blown into space at something like 12,500 miles per minute or per second or something like that, and they never found it. It went straight up.
See, look.
Yeah. There it is. Haskell B nuclear test it was. Sorry, my mistake. Launched into the atmosphere with incredible force when a nuclear blast went straight up a test shaft. Wildly believed to have reached space. There's no definitive proof, but we don't need definitive proof here on thing.
Not on Pub Ammo.
No, that's exactly right. That's not what we're about.
37 miles per second.
37 miles per second, 130 miles, 1,000 miles per hour.
Fastest human-made object.
That would have just melted in
No, I don't think it would. No, because it was a 900-kilo lid.
What do you think about something moving that fast through the atmosphere? That would just get eaten
Oh, look, it probably would, but it'd still make it into the atmosphere. Christ knows where it'd end up.
If it was coming at me, I'd be atmosphere.
God, they get worse and fucking worse.
There you go, Cody.
Stop. Just stop.
He loves more shit jokes.
Yeah. All right, what else you got?
Did you know what was the oldest Olympic known sport?
Javelin?
Wrestling.
I was going to say wrestling too.
704.
Was
That's
it?
the year they started wrestling.
Roman times, obviously?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Really? It's the oldest, wrestling.
Yeah. The oldest known sport, and it's 704.
I said javelin just because of like throwing spears. Like back in the day, they used to throw spears and see who could throw spears the furthest.
Yeah.
That's why I thought javelin. But yeah, wrestling would make perfect sense.
He's trying to prove us wrong, yeah.
No.
He just turned that off.
Oh.
Stayed race. Oldest
A
Olympic
foot
sport
race
is a
of
stayed race.
192 meters.
But when did they? 776. This one's 704. So nah.
There you go. It's this. They called it the stade race, STADE, and that was also where the word stadium came from.
Ooh,
another bit of.
There we go.
Foot race 600 feet long.
And did you know your little finger? How much grip strength out of your hand does your little finger hold? If you've got to hold something or shake a hand or whatever, how much grip strength is
what do they measure
in percentage?
Oh, okay, percentage.
Out of your whole hand.
It's probably a lot, I reckon, because whenever, like I know when I've been in the gym and you're trying to lift something, your pinky's normally the last thing to be holding on. You lose. It is. You lose these two first.
Yeah.
40,
you probably lose your ring finger first.
40%?
33%.
33%, a
like
third.
For your littlest finger.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's pretty much, one with the most strength.
One of the mains.
A third, yeah, right. Really? Out of 5. So that means the others are only picking up like 70% of the weight load.
They're just there for flipping the bird.
15% each is 18%. Oh, maths. Okay, I've got one for you. Now, I had to take a screenshot of this because I didn't know what the fuck it was. Quantum entanglement. Here we go. So a quantum... This will probably go over a lot of people's heads because it goes completely over mine too. A quantum entangled photon is a pair of photons that are linked in such a way that they share a correlated quantum state, even when separated by vast distances. This means that measuring a property of one photon instantly determines the corresponding property of its entangled partner. All right. Now, photons, as you can imagine, are freaking small. Okay. Have you ever seen what a quantum entangled photon looks like?
Is it a 8 symbol?
8 symbol.
ABC like that?
No. Bring this up.
Oh,
There.
yin and yang.
It's
That's
the
it.
yin and yang
Yeah.
symbol. Is that coincidence or what? Because that yin and yang symbol has been thrown around, especially in Asia,
Yeah.
for thousands of years. Like I think the first recording of that
See the other ones are 8.
that insignia goes back like 15,000 years or 12,000 years in ancient Asian culture and that sort of thing. Did they know it?
They knew it.
How did they know it?
Because you know why? They can see smaller because their eyes are like.
Because they're squinting, you idiot. Yeah. Oh, well, you know what? Why didn't I think of that? That is exactly why they can see it. You idiot. So there's speculation that this leads to the fact that there was some sort of greater, higher,
Boogaloo.
like, what do you call it? Technology
Yeah.
that was had back then. Because how do they come up with that? The Yin symbol been around for at least 3,000 years. The earliest reference was found on oracle bones from around 1300 BC. How'd they know?
Don't know.
How'd they know, man? Like, okay, there's a chance that somebody could have just drawn a circle and then put like a wiggly line through it and then thought, oh, 2 circles would go pretty well in there.
Yeah. Like we used to have be in the circle jerks when you were younger.
What are you on? What have you taken today?
Poets.
Poets.
Brought to you by poets.
I found that really interesting, man. Because there's this huge argument that we really don't know where we came from, and we don't know about, there's a lot about the pyramids and that they haven't proved and they don't know and that sort of stuff. Maybe there was some really interesting shit back in the day that we just didn't know about.
Have you noticed in the past year or two how much woo-woo shit is just coming to fruition and actually, possibly could be true?
Yeah, I know. Like, and a lot of this stuff holds more weight and is more feasible than the
excuses they had for the last 100
That's
years.
exactly right. You know what I mean?
Pyramids, who built them and that.
Yeah, the evolution argument, the creation argument, like a lot of these types of these stories and scenarios that have been interpreted for years and years, they're kind of making more sense now because there's too many holes in the stories that we have in there. You know, evolution's never really been proved. Creation's never been proved. Like you ask a religious person like about the Bible or something like that, and you say prove it, they can't. My book says so. Well, yeah, so does Dr. Zeus.
Yeah,
he says that you should eat green eggs and ham. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
Yeah,
that's crazy, hey?
So what Quentin's writing up here is are they off limits to archaeologists?
Yeah, I think I heard something about one man has like a big monopoly on it. Yeah, and he only allows a certain amount of people.
He'll only let people in there who believe in his
version
all
of
it
events.
It's ego.
Well, it is. That's exactly right. He doesn't want to be disproven.
Yeah.
So I just found that really cool when I saw that the other night. It popped up and I was like, "What you got?"
So going like this one's going to blow your mind more than that one.
Okay, all right.
So did you know that if you light a crayon, it'll light up like a candle?
Yeah.
Well, it's wax.
But it'll blow your mind more than the pyramids one.
Yeah. In an emergency, you can use crayons as
just light up a crayon.
And cheesels.
Yeah, cheesels too.
Cheesels.
Yeah, because
great little fire starters, man. Burger rings.
Mate, of the vegetable
and that makes you
oil
wonder, like, we're feeding that shit to our kids, and yet
energy,
it burns.
You know,
well, it's oil.
It's all energy.
It's just an oil source, isn't it? But
So,
cheesels are great fire starters.
Right. So you think
great
if you ate a lot of cheesels, you could burn your turd?
It'd be orange too.
Have you ever tried to light one of your turds? I haven't.
I smoked one. Like a cigar.
It gets worse. All right, oldest living oldest living land animal on Earth currently. What do you got?
Crocodile?
No.
Be a tortoise.
Close.
Or what?
It's a tortoise.
Yeah,
his name's Jonathan.
Oh,
Jonathan the tortoise. Living.
Oh,
yeah. He's 192 years old.
Fucking hell, old Jono.
So moving slow has its benefits.
Yep.
Take your time. Everybody, just slow down.
I've got about 10 of them work for me. Fucking heaps of tortoises on my farm.
Oh, he's a Galapagos tortoise. I think they're Vanuatuan tortoises. Yeah.
And did you know, or you're going to go?
No, go.
Did you know that your cognitive speed and function decreases 15% every 15 years after the age of 24?
increases?
Decreases.
Decrease.
Oh, decrease.
15%.
So there you go. Well, that's why you beat me.
15.
I couldn't see him coming.
What did you say? 15% every 15 years.
Every 15 years.
So 1%
After the
a
age of
year,
24.
basically.
Mm.
So if you live to like 24 plus 60, 84, you're basically retarded.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Once you're 46, you're pretty much retarded.
I'm checking out. I'm checking out at about 75.
46.
I reckon 75 is good enough. You know. Here's one for you. All right then. You've heard of Salvador Dali, the artist? No, never heard of
I
Salvador
have.
Dali.
I have heard that
I
name,
can't. I want to say Renaissance. Yeah, there he is. Top one. Was he Renaissance?
Spanish
or
artist.
was he?
Got a nice mustache there.
I can't remember which period he was in. Anyway, Spanish dude, really famous. Like did some surrealism. That was the thing he did was surrealism. It wasn't. Yeah.
So like that picture.
Okay.
There, yeah.
So here's one that'll blow your socks off. Salvador Dali designed the logo for Chupa Chups.
Did he?
Yep. So when you hear about these people throughout history and that sort of thing, I reckon our timeline is
There it is,
completely off.
Yeah.
Because like I had it in my head that Salvador Dali was like 200 years ago. The dude wasn't.
No,
1969.
yeah.
And it's only writing.
And it's only writing. Yeah, all it is writing. Like I could have done that.
Could have wrote
Like
that.
really? Chup chup. Come on. Could have done better. Who knew? Oh well,
He did.
these guys did. Google did. Google knew more than
Same
we
as like
did.
Einstein and like all these other like great people. They were only
100 years
fuck
ago,
all
less
ago.
than
Yeah.
100 years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm.
I know.
A generation
yeah,
ago.
a generation.
What?
Yeah.
I thought that was back when like they were still carving things into rocks.
So, do you know what the first, Nokia, the phone company,
Yeah.
what their first invention was? What built them as a company?
No, what?
Paper.
What?
They own the paper mill.
That's what's really?
So, if you ever thought this Nokia phone shit because they made shit paper,
Was it like as in toilet paper or just
Yeah.
paper?
Just
Like writing
paper,
paper,
toilet
all
paper,
sorts of
everything,
papers.
yeah.
Are they
in 1865.
wow.
Mm.
For real? Are they Asian? Nokia? They
Nokia,
are,
not
aren't they?
Nintendo. We get
Oh
Nintendo.
no, I was looking up Nintendo. I was
You
doing
know,
my own
you love
research.
your games,
I was
eh?
doing my own research because they started out as something else too.
Yeah,
apart from
Nintendo.
games. Yeah.
And I think Nintendo's
They were
been
like,
around a
yeah,
lot
playing
longer than what
cards.
people. 1889. Nintendo was founded by Nintendo Kopai,
Yep. Yeah, paper
a
mill.
paper mill in
1865.
1865. No way.
At least some of my stuff's coming to fruition.
Just don't Google it.
in
It's all a legend.
oh, in Finland.
In
So,
Finland, so
In Finland. So Nokia is
Nokia.
not even Asian. Or was not originally. I don't know if it is now. That's crazy talk.
Mm.
In the 60s, they began manufacturing radio phones for the Finnish military. In 82, they did their first car phone. 82, they had a car phone? No ways. I was 2. By the 90s, they'd become the dominant force in the mobile phone market.
But what? They're Korean, but Nokia, aren't they? Or what?
I thought they were. It says up there, they're Finnish. From Finland.
One Finland.
It
And-
is
So,
in Finland.
And I might give you a one banana fact each week.
Hold up, real quick. It's based out of a place called Espoo.
Espoo.
E-S-P-O-O. Espoo. Anywho, go, banana fact.
Well, that's right, because they S-pooed their pants, so
They
they
must
used the
have.
paper.
Oh, exactly.
That's right.
That's why they needed the paper.
Yeah.
It's all falling into place now.
So banana facts. I'll give you a banana fact. This week's banana fact. Banana facts. They'll keep you on track.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Bang.
Okay, what
This
do you
week's
got?
banana fact. So if you have a splinter in your finger, just wrap a banana peel around it and go to bed overnight, and you
Yep.
wake up in the morning and it will be extracted.
It is a drawing agent.
Ointment,
Is
yeah.
it the banana skin?
Yeah, the skin.
It's the skin, hey?
Yeah.
Because you can also use banana skins to get rid of warts too.
Yep.
If you cut a little piece of banana skin out, put it over the wart, like not in one night, but
Yeah.
over a period of time, a couple of weeks or whatever, and just band-aid it on there or sticky tape it on there, it'll get rid of warts, including
His penis.
plantar skin. does not get rid of genital warts. I'll just let you know right now. Doesn't get rid of genital warts. But it will get rid of plantar warts and just normal warts.
Yep.
There you go. Banana fact.
Banana facts. Banana facts. We got you back with banana facts. Bam.
All right. How about this one?
You got to cut that out, Will. And Will. See, I've got Will's on my mind now because he fucked me over with Beau.
Oh, he's having PTSD. He's living rent
He's
free
living
in
in
your
your
head. Oh no! This is what happens when you talk
It's the
too
last
much
thing he's
smack.
seen.
God damn it!
God damn. Fucking Beau.
All right. Here you go. This one I googled and it seems to be true. 90% of the world's population live in the northern hemisphere.
Lucky them.
Yeah. And it's
because we got pretty much Pacific Rim. That's us.
It's basically landmass.
Yep.
If you look at the landmass, I read the details and it was 90% of all humans live in the northern hemisphere. And it's because like 70% of the world's landmass is in the northern hemisphere.
Oh, you look at it there.
And most livable places in the southern hemisphere is like
us.
What? Yeah,
us.
South America.
South America
And
and,
then
a portion of
Antarctica
Africa and that sort of
New
stuff.
Islands.
But all the big places are northern hemisphere.
Yep.
There you go.
Have you
And
ever
I thought the world rotated around us.
Yeah, it does.
Me in particular. So there you go.
Have you got any more?
I have actually.
Holy, this is Pub Ammo
Winds.
strong.
Wind. We were talking about wind before because it's been blowing its date off. Here is nothing. Winds on Neptune can blow faster than 1,200 miles an hour. Winds, miles. What's that in Ks? That'd be close to 2,000 Ks an hour.
1.6.
Times by 1.6. So that's got to be pushing 1 point.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
1,900.
1,931. So 2,000 kilometres an hour.
Crazy.
You wouldn't go the reef much.
Nah. Imagine the swell
Get
would
out there
push
quick.
up.
Does they have swell? Does Neptune have water? I don't
Don't
think they
know.
do. Probably just gas and wind.
So like you on the weekend.
True, eh? I dropped a
After
couple of
good feed of
I dropped a
KFC.
couple of bombs in the lifts, man, while we were doing it. To purposely too.
Okay, well, we're going to do a shout out to the lifts in the building we
Oh,
stayed at.
man. Yeah, just don't. Anyone from small towns that doesn't go to cities, if you live in cities, it's probably not uncommon to you. But when you go from a place like Innisfail, where we have, how many lifts do we have in this town? 2?
No, I think Shire Hall's got one.
Yeah,
The
Shire
Woolies-
Hall's got
Woolies
Woolies
car
has
park.
got one.
Yeah.
The hospital's got 2.
Yeah.
So there's
or the
probably
dentist
4.
yeah.
There's probably
Yeah.
4 lifts total.
Yeah.
And I think they only go up 1 floor?
Yeah.
1 floor, 2 floors.
Potentially 2.
Yeah.
Potentially 2 at the most. And then you go to the Gold Coast and you were staying at the casino there, whatever that place is called. And what, there was
4 or 5 lifts there.
There was
What?
4 or 5 lifts in
Yeah,
in
5
that
in a
one
row, and
building, and floors went up to 50,
About 50
50
something.
something.
Yeah.
You can get stuck in that for a long time, so we discovered.
Yeah, so you can go from the, because where they fucked up, they put the pool halfway up. So everyone's going
that what it
between the
was?
floors all the time.
Yeah, right,
And so
okay.
you get up and then you're like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden you get excited. We're going all the way down there. Boo! And then you pull up at every floor.
Oh, man.
And
Like
then-
there was one time, me and you, we ended up in there for like 15 minutes at one stage.
Yeah, and there was one like, it was full to the brim. You couldn't fit another one in. But Asians,
They don't care.
they just look at their phone and walk into the lift. They
Yep.
just walk in and just make everyone move.
You'll see Dad will stand at the door of the lift. He'll hold it and he'll put his foot on the kid's back, and he'll just ram it in there like the subway in like China or something
That's
like
where the
that.
spinning back kick was invented.
It was just, oh yeah,
But the Australians would be like, oh, it looks full. Okay, we'll get the next one. No, Asians, they just head down, just walk straight into the lift.
and then they look at you weird when
Right.
your knob's pressing up against them. Do you know what I mean? Like you start to get hard, and they're going like this, and you're like, well, dude, what did you expect?
I've seen movies like this.
Yeah, 100%. Youporn.com. You know what I mean?
Stuck in an elevator.
Yeah, I think it was the Asian lift trip or something like that. It was called something along those lines. But then they've got the audacity to look at you like you're a creep. Fuck off.
I do have
It was
another
I
funny
was in
one.
there first.
I had a fella come up. It was first thing Monday morning. I was at the front of the farm sharpening my knife, ready to go out cutting, Anyway, he this fella from one of the shops around town, he pulled in for a chat, and he's one of them blokes that's like got to punch you and touch you, feel like, yeah, how you going, and does that sort of shit.
It's a homosexual.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like especially when you're bending over. Anyway,
Or in a lift.
Slap on
so
the
I
ass.
so while I was talking to him, I had my cane knife in my hand, but I stuck the blade underneath my arm and left the handle come out.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him for like half an hour, and then he's like, ha ha ha, yeah, and he went to hit me on the back,
Oh.
and he upswing and bang, and he's like cut his finger on my cane knife. I'm like, dude, I've had this fucking in my hand for like half an hour here.
You kidding?
And he's like sucking on it, going, yeah, and I better go now.
It's one thing to suck on like a little cut, you know, where
You're like deep to the bone. Almost.
yeah. But when you're sucking on it and then going,
No, he was sucking on it, and then he talked to you, and he looked like he had lipstick.
but how funny is it? You think back in the day, like when you were a kid and that sort of stuff. Now that I've been in a hospital setting and you know how like germs and
Yeah.
bugs and contamination works, that your parents would just, just suck on it. I just put a bit of spin on it.
Just goes back inside your body if you suck on it.
It is probably the worst thing you could do, aside from shoving said finger up your own asshole. Like, just cake it up with some turd. It'll be all right, son.
Get a crust on it.
Yeah, get a crust on it.
So I've got one more pub ammo.
All right, shoot.
Have you ever now sit back, everyone, think of this. Have you ever in your dreams seen a cell phone? Are we living in some sort of... No one in their dreams has seen a cell phone.
How do you know?
Well, have you?
Well,
You think about it.
no, but I don't dream often either.
That's right. Have you?
No.
That's what they said. Someone said, have you ever noticed why you don't see cell phones in your dreams? You want to know?
Because-
You want to know why?
Why?
Catch us next week on Pub Ammo Podcast. Thanks for everyone for listening.
Yeah. We'll leave you hanging
Good
on
old
that one.
cliffhanger.
Think about it all week.
All week.
And on that note, I'm going to go home and run my dogs.
But we also got a really good sponsor we want to shout out.
We do. Coastal Marine
And outdoors.
and outdoors.
So if you're going to go bush, up the Cape and get...
If you're going to go up
Fish.
the Cape, you've got to
Do
come.
something.
If you're going to go up the Cape, you've got to come through Innisfail,
Vegas.
basically. Unless you go up the guts, it's shit. I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Dry, dusty.
Yeah, before you hit the
shit.
Palmerston,
Yep, that's exactly
Go to
right.
that
Swing
Coastal
in.
Marine Outdoors.
See Joel, they are the Stacer and Mercury dealership. They do outboard servicing across all makes and models. It's not just Mercury and that sort of stuff.
yep.
What
I
else they
actually
got in
used
there?
the boat on the weekend. I had me Mercury and me Stacer boat out on the water this weekend.
That's
and
the
we
one.
got the crabbies. And
Eh.
actually the crab pots. The crab pots, because I took Daryl with me.
Yeah. And that's where you got the
That's where
crabs.
I got the
There you got them.
And he was like, where'd you get these pots from? They're fucking awesome. The quick collapsible
Oh,
ones.
yeah, they're good, eh?
Yeah.
And he's just like, fuck, these are so good. I said,
Coastal Marine.
Coast Marine. That's where
exactly
you get them
right.
from.
I thought you got them from BCF.
No,
Oh, okay, cool. Just
BCF
checking.
fucked.
Yeah, fuck BCF.
Until
Mind
they-
you, it's
until they
easier
don't
to
sponsor us.
It's easier to steal from BCF, as it
Yeah,
turns out.
apparently. You can just
Oh,
walk in and walk out.
Walk out. That's exactly right. It's pretty hard to walk out with a crab pot hidden up your shirt, though.
It's pretty hard to steal from Joel's when he's got guns behind the
Oh,
counter.
well, this is the other thing. If you need firearm supplies, rounds, thermal gear, which is all the
Thermal gear,
rage at the
yeah.
moment, and we know why now. Dog hunting gear,
Yep.
breastplates, all that sort of thing. Bit of
all that
archery stuff.
And then if you want to get your boat serviced,
Yep. Trailer gear, all that sort of thing. It is a one-stop shop.
Cock,
Yep.
Coca-Cola.
So check them out. Check them out. Check them out.
Check them out,
And-
and we will see you with the answer about the cell phone and dreams next week.
Speaking of checking out, that's us. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Latest.
Later. Oh, and also, forgot to tell everyone, we're on YouTube.
Yeah, we are.
This
and
video.
Facebook. And Facebook.
Yeah, and Facebook, but this video will be on YouTube. The,
The whole
whole
thing,
video,
the whole
will be on
episode.
YouTube.
So if you don't want to just listen to us, if you want to look at us as well,
Yeah.
you can. www.youtube.com.
And then you might change your opinion of what we look like. Then you'll just go back to listening
Yeah.
again.
You've got heads for radio. Got heads for radio. All right, we're out of here, beautiful
right.
people. Talk
Go
soon.
room.
Latest.
Yeah.